I never used to bother with school if I could help it. My mother was working on the railway as a cleaner. My father was in the coke ovens, working at the trade and estate coke ovens. My brother was in the front line, Harry. He was fighting with the job, you know. And I was nobody, I used to sit in the street. Well, I was put it this way, I was pushed out into the street when I was about 4. Right, but I was brilliant. You know what I mean? Used to get all over.
Did you play football on the streets?
Or? Oh, no, I didn't like football. We used to yodel. You know, you've heard some people used to yodel, right? And if a friend come along the top of the street, he would yodel, and you would know where they were, you know. You know what I mean, with your throat, we used to yodel. We used to go to the, well, you couldn't get in the cinema till you were 8-year-old. So you used to give somebody maybe your money and they would take you in, make you were their son, you know, taking the pictures. We're watching a whole lot of soldiers marching along Chowell Road. After about 3 hours, we got sick of it. There was too many, it kept going on, we're getting colder, wanted something to eat. So we lived in Headley Street, you see, so we're both run down to go around the back lane to our houses. You know when you look through a fire and it's wobbly? Well, that seemed to be the barrier. All you could see is the railway because we didn't see it till we got through this, like a barrier. And we're under these horrible creatures. You know, they seemed to be pleased because they had put something at each side of the wall, and if you were too tall, it affected you or something. We had seemed to be getting under some kind of barrier, and they got a hold of it, and when they were
hold of this other lad as well. Then?
Yeah, and they took us both along. And the horrible looking things, there was about 18 or 19 creatures, the horrible looking things.
Can you describe what they looked like?
Well, there was one, I know you're gonna take the mick. One was like Bigfoot. He was very tall, and the others were small, about 4 foot. And they were horrible ones. One had like a diver's mask on him, and one of the creatures, he was very good looking bloke, one of the aliens. And he had a kind of like a robe on.
Did he have, what colour hair did he have?
He was blonde.
And what colour eyes?
Didn't notice.
Was he tall or small?
He was tall, but he liked me because I was blonde. Cool. Right. I wanted to be a wheelie. Right. But
and was he kind of like human in appearance?
Definitely, right. Yeah. You could pass him on the street, you wouldn't even know. But he had long hair, like ye. Well, a bit longer than yours. And I says, well, you can examine me. And I went in the capsule. No, that pulled the wall.
Was that a UFO?
Yeah, but it moved all of a sudden. It was at the bottom of the street. And they took it from there and they put it into the back yard. Now, the walls had been pulled down, ready for air raid shelters in the backyards. So it was in there. We walked through, he took me through into there, examined this, took some blood out of the back of my neck. He said, if you lift your head up, you'll be killed instantly. And I was petrified, or need pain myself. They examined me, they brought us out, and they were pleased as punch with me. But I was really bad, I tell you, shaking. And I stood beside these other creatures. They were like men, but the tallest one was about 4 foot. And they went down to about 2 foot. There was 3 of them. And these other ones were all horrible-looking creatures. No,
and this was on board the craft?
You know, outside the craft.
Outside the craft?
Yeah, and this was in the back lane.
Right.
But you see, with them, about 18 of them, they were right along the lane, right around we. We couldn't run that way, couldn't run anywhere.
And apart from the boy that you mentioned, was there any other children or any...
Yeah, they were trying to... The girls went into hysteric, they were, what do you call hysteria? They were trying to get over the fences. To get over the railway to get away. But before that, a big black dog come in. And it was really wild. And it was going for the kids. And this little man, like a little short man. And I was queer. And I grabbed the thing off his belt. And I pointed at the dog, and the dog went docile. Just like it was drugged. Right? And that's what he had been using on the kids when they got violent or frightened. And they were pleased as punch with that, with me. The big, tall one was like, I know you're going to say it daft, but it was like Bigfoot. he got a hand of the other lad. He says, run, Rob, run, run. And I run up the back lane, straight up the street to Mona Holland's paper shop. And well, I was going like the clappers and I was hardly moving. But I got up the top of the back lane, anyway, this street, and I says, the soldier says, some horrible creatures doing the lane. Oh, he says, it's children having a game, man. I says, look at the marks on my face, man. I says, it isn't. Of course, the soldier officer says, come on, there's a pistol. Go round the corner. Made me still look big. He come around the corner. When he seen what went on, he fired a pistol. All hell broke loose on Sower Road. The men were running all over the place, you know.
So the actual craft itself that you saw?
It went up a height after that.
Went up a height.
But what I couldn't figure out for years where all them creatures went. They couldn't get in the small craft.
How big was the craft?
It was only about, 14 feet or 12 to 14 feet, you know.
What was shape was it?
Well, not dead round, it was more of egg shape, you know.
And did you see it disappear?
Well, we did see the top of the street when I was at the top of the street. There must have been hundreds seen it. No.
After Robert Hall's UFO sighting and abduction, he told his parents about the creatures, but they did not believe him.
And he was told to keep quiet about it. This is by no means the end of this incredible story. About 3 days later, things took an even more bizarre twist. In the morning, Robert was going to the local shop for his father's newspaper.
Then I went to this shop, Mona Holland's, to get my father's paper. A grey come after us up the back lane. I run like out. Grey was on us like a shot. And I was a hell of a good runner. And now, as I screamed, my uncle only smashed its head in with a shovel. And he says, come on, I've never seen it out like it. And he says, get Sergeant Brooks on Sower Road. He'd be just coming off duty now. So I run around to Sower Road and Sergeant Brooks come along. I says, he's killed it, he's killed it. He says, killed what? And he went for his truncheon and had the old-fashioned police mark on, and he come around the corner. He said, by God, and he was crossing his own plane. He says, I've never seen it out like it. They put it on a coal sack and pulled it into the backyard, into the coal place is still there to this day. They pulled it into there. You see, you get yourself away home. I says, no, I've been telling you the damn truth. There is your proof. Get yourself away home, Robert. I says, no, I'm standing here.
Absolutely incredible. Robert's uncle, Ernie Wren, had killed the creature with a coal shovel.
This is the precise spot where the alien was hit over the head with the shovel.
About 20 minutes later, according to Robert, a vehicle took the dead creature's body to a place where it could be hidden until authorities were informed. According to him, the hiding place was underneath St. Cuthbert's Church on Bensham Road, about half a mile from the incident. He said there were some steps at the back of the church which led underneath, down which the alien was taken and then stored for 3 months.
They took it to the church on Bensham Road. Then the next day, there was men in white overalls, army, I didn't know what they were, and with like suitcases, and they pulled everybody out of the houses right along Sower Road. 2 men on one side of the street, 2 men on the other, and they were going into everybody's house. Old grannies were getting pulled out of the house, and they were looking for them in the houses, because it was about 3 or 4 days after the UFO went away that one come after me. So they thought there was maybe more, and they were checking every house looking for greys or whatever they could find. Professors, getting scientists from Edinburgh, investigators from London,
Your house?
into my house. My father got sick of it.